Just right back, Charlie.
And we're back. retake. And we're back. People, deluded. I'm back again. Why is my voice doing all of that? I don't know. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Got some time to kill. So I thought, let's have a quick show, man. It might be quick, but it'll be golden. Now, apparently, I haven't read anything, but Mikel Arteta's playing a bit of a game where injuries are concerned, as we're on the eve of playing Sunderland. Make sure you're part of the watch along tomorrow. Tabloids are saying Trossard apparently wants a new deal. I know another one. I'd imagine that is in terms of the length of contract. So yeah, we're gonna go over all of that in just a minute, man. What have you said here? Depends on what you think of positive. I mean, we'll read what he's had to say, but Mikel Arteta plays games, man. Like all managers, sometimes he makes you think players are not gonna be there, and bang, and then he does vice versa. I think I speak for every Arsenal fan. Obviously, like just get the 3 points. Just get the 3 points. Go into the international break with the spirits high, keep doing what we're doing. Obviously, us winning, and probably Liverpool and City drawing or whatever happens in that game, we're laughing in it. But fundamentally, we have to do our job. I'll take a 1-0, a goal from Merino. We know that the Gyökeres is, the Kai Havertz is, the Noni Madueke, the Odegaard. The list goes on with injuries and then all of those things. But we need to do the job, man. After the international break, there's no rest for the wicked, innit? You know, we got North London Derby and Chelsea and Bayern and Brentford and this one and that one. We're doing all right. But yeah, man, Shane, appreciate you. And it probably is mind games, man. But yeah, I guess it does depend what you think of positive. For me, I'm at the point, I just wait till the squad's announced on a match day, any given match day, and I just deal with the players that are on the bench and obviously the 11 that's out there, man. It'd be nice to have somewhat of a, I would say a 70, maybe even 85% fit squad. I probably think it's a fallacy to have everybody available now because when some players come back, others are going to get injured. We're competing on forefront. A lot of these players have been exposed to a lot of minutes for club and country, and it's just the belly of the beast. You only appreciate you. And big up you lot that was in the TalkSport comments as well, gassing up my thing, man. DG Nation, appreciate you lot, man. But let's see exactly what's going on. But before that, results this season. Once again, we beat Manchester United, beat Leeds, lost to Liverpool, beat Forest, beat Athletic Bilbao, drew with City, beat Port Vale, Newcastle, Olympiacos, West Ham, Fulham, Atletico, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Burnley, and Prague. The list goes on, man, and we need to add Sunderland to that. I don't care if this man jumping up and down in Merino scores. I don't care if I believe that's Gabriel scores. I can't make out who the hell that is. Big up Leandro Trossard, Hincapié, and Declan Rice. The way they talk on Declan Rice is mad, you know, off topic. Like, the man is an all-action midfielder. And when it's all said and done, he's going down as an Arsenal legend, really. So, yeah, Lee Gunner saying we are smashing them 5-0. Do you agree? I won't say 5-0. I would love that, of course. You know, I always say 3 points first. Other than the obvious with the 3 points, I want 3 points. I want people scoring. I want bare goals. I don't want David Raya to have to do anything. I quite like not only not conceding, but not having shots on target. I wish that's how the thingy crumbled. 5 goals, it depends, man. You know, if we get 5 decent set pieces, or, you know, what I think is I'm demanding of our attacking players. I don't feel we're converting the chances that we're being presented with, then great. But Sunderland in a good form. They're going to be up for it. One of the best performing teams in the Premier League right now. You know, every game's a cup final, and you could argue that Arsenal have first world problems because we're talking about trying to win Prems. As good as Sunderland are going into the season, it'd be fair to say survival, like staying in the division was the first thing. So they're probably looking at it as that. Playing against Arsenal and clubs of our ilk, this is obviously why people want to get beyond the obvious, promoted to the Premier League. If we go and beat Sunderland, there's not really that much talking points. Arsenal keep going. The same media outlets that get onto my football club, quite frankly, in the last few weeks, absolutely glazing us. Hopefully that continues. But if we lose, you can imagine it. Like Sunderland could go down in folklore. And when you're doing what we're doing, everybody wants to have that free hit. Everyone wants to be the team to have us to put spanners in our works. Now, even the most optimistic Arsenal fan can't be naive. We're not gonna win every game, keep clean sheets every game, but we need to capitalize on this form. We know on Sunday, whether it's Liverpool, whether it's City, somebody's got to drop points. And that helps us, especially momentum. While these lot are struggling for that momentum, I know Liverpool have won a couple games. Let's ride this till the wheels fall off, man. CS appreciate you. Late night stream business, man. They're good, but very beatable. We should be, let's make no mistake. We can't underestimate no one. Good manager, clearly. Good tactics. Good individuals. The way they set up off the ball is quite good. Granit Xhaka, you could argue, is one of the signings of the season in the Premier League. Wish we could have said that when he was in the Premier League, went Premier League for us. But yeah, there's a lot of positives for Sunderland, but if I'm honest, fuck all of that, like 3 points, man. We've played a lot of teams that I respect and they're doing good things, you know, Crystal Palace and Fulham, and the list goes on. But when we're going to need them 3 points, like, you go run us that hostile takeover. You can give it up, and we're nice people. Sometimes we'll just take your 3 points. We're not trying to make you look bad. Like, we'll just pass around the ball, make you keep it look all right. Or if you want us to take it from you, either way, we're going to need them. It's as simple as that. Would it be more beneficial if City and Liverpool draw on Sunday? That's the best result, naturally. And it's great because someone's got to lose in it. Like, if Liverpool win or City win, somebody's lost on the opposite scale. And a draw, it's a share of the spoils. But if life was fair, we'd all have a lot less. I don't know where you lot sit on the fence and where I sit on the fence, if I'm honest. Would you rather Liverpool win? Would you rather City win? I don't feel like I know you lot always say I think about these things too much, but I don't think I could pick one for you because Liverpool are the holders. City will go through a run, and Haaland, and owing to what Liverpool have been doing, Liverpool, in some people's minds, gone from being the favourites to the only one that can stop Arsenal is, if not themselves, is City. So I'm not sure, man. Pardon me, gun to my head, I'd rather City win because I still think there's that level of inconsistency. But a draw is the best. Sorry for hitting the mic there. I can't stress that enough. A draw is perfect, man. We might even see Marcel. Mikel Arteta gives injury update on Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus. What about the rest? Because they're not the only two players missing. I'm thrilled to have him, I guess, when speaking about Jesus, because I'm sure you lot would have seen his return to training. I think he's going to add something extra to the team that we don't have and make sure that very soon we see him on the pitch making an impact for the team. You see, Brazilians, he's back jinky majinky, you know. And ironically, if Kai or Gabriel Jesus is fit, I don't think Gyökeres is injured because I'm not a physio, but we're told Gyökeres' one is muscular, innit? Bearing in mind he had no preseason, probably did get more minutes in the legs than what was projected. We've not been able to rotate him out. There you have it. Now, to be fair, you have had Mikel Merino fit and an option there, but we're at where we're at, and I'm trying to see Jesus left wing at some point. You know, there's a couple things I want to see, like Gabriel Jesus left wing, either one of Declan Rice or Zubimendi, Eze and Odegaard, Bukayo, Gyökeres, bro. We could do some nasty things to the opposition. But yeah, I don't think anybody's expecting to see Gabriel Jesus against Sunderland. We hope we see some part of Gabriel Jesus between now and the end of the year. He wasn't named in the Champions League squad, so could you imagine the club don't anticipate he's going to kick a ball for us until January at the earliest? Yes, in theory, there's the League Cup. There's evidently the Premier League. There's the FA Cup to come in January. But do you get it? He might be ahead of schedule. Gabriel Jesus has sounded very different, in my opinion, from when he's talking about this injury, because he keeps talking about holding himself back. Now, our players do seem to come back either a bit more fit or a couple of weeks ahead of schedule. Did they need to save themselves from themselves? I don't know. It's about making the steps day by day in a different surrounding. He's been doing everything on his own. Now he's got players around him, very competitive players around him. And let's see how he copes with that. But he's full of energy. I love the reaction of all his teammates when he first joined us, and great to have him back. And you know what? Where you look at Bayern Munich, ironically, who we have in a few weeks, you cast your mind back a few years ago. I don't feel the talking points around Gabriel Jesus or Trossard have necessarily changed. You know, everyone can consider they're a good footballer, as we all know, smash the like button. But I don't think, like, you ask 10 Arsenal fans, they'd all want to keep them at the club, which, food for thought. But going back to the Bayern Munich point, were they not two players who did quite well, at least where the Emirates tie is concerned? I really want to beat Bayern Munich, if I'm honest, but we have to focus on what is in front of us, which evidently is Sunderland. On Kai Havertz, let's see how he absorbs the first load when he starts to train with us. And when he's done that, obviously, we're going to have to be especially in the first few weeks. Keep an eye on him to manage the amount of minutes and when we play him. But you look at his record and what he's done in his career. He's played every single game. He's almost never been injured. And again, you said that about Kai, which is true. You said that about Gyökeres. But why is it at our club that we're now seeing something different? And now he has this issue with his knee, but it'll be resolved. And hopefully he will be back to his best. On Gyökeres, I think Merino and Gabby. Oh no, sorry, people. I think he's bigged up Merino in the absence of Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz. He's such an intelligent and competitive player that he can adapt to any position because, first of all, he's so willing to do his very best to understand what he needs to do. He's always asking questions and he's a winner. Wherever he plays, the only thing he wants is to win, to contribute to the team. And when you have that mindset, things normally go well for you. Mikel Arteta on the clean sheet record in the Sunderland trip. It's not about credit. It's about doing it. And once you've done it, do it again. And that's what we have to do. Facts. Today, we train at our best, try to improve, try to give a lot of clarity to the players and understanding of the game that we play tomorrow. And tomorrow is execution day again. Then he said, everything can improve because you learn from your team every single day, from your players every single day, from the opponents that you play every single time. And that's the information that is so valuable to us. Tomorrow is going to be a very different game to Tuesday and to the week before. We need to read it to understand very early what the game requires, what we need to do better than them, and hopefully beat them. And then what has he said here? I guess on the title and things. I don't agree. I'm sorry, because any team has the capacity, and I'm sure the belief as well that they can do it. We are fully aware of that. We know our strengths. We know the things that we have done to improve as well. We just focus on that. I'm just focused on tomorrow's game, how crucial, how difficult, how tough it's going to be. And that's the first steps we have to make. Every weekend is crucial. There are weekends for other possible results or other games. Maybe they are a little bit more important. But at the end, you need to conquer a certain amount of points if you want to achieve your goals. And 3 points against Sunderland tomorrow is going to be really tough. And we're going to have to really earn them. Smash the like button. What do you make of that? Gyökeres might not be injured. Just keeping man out of the international games. If I see him back for Tottenham, laughing him out. Probably draw, please. Draw would be amazing, man. But I ain't gonna hold my breath. And again, 3 points is the main thing and the only thing. Just grab those 3 points, man. Let's see if we missed anything else out. On any injuries, no news. We remain the same. There's nobody new that can join the squad, so all the same. We've gone over the Jesus points. On Odegaard, Havertz, Madueke, Gyökeres, and Martinelli not being available, I cannot confirm all of that, but you're not far off. Arteta is a legend. I cannot confirm all of that, but you're not far off. So I can't confirm. You might be talking the truth, but I'm not giving you the luxury of putting pen to paper, cold-hearted, I guess, speaking that they're all out. And to be honest, if we had to gamble on Odegaard, Kai Havertz, Madueke, Gyökeres, or Martinelli, which one would be back for tomorrow? Which one would you go for? Because Mikel Arteta could be chatting shit. He could have easily just said, yeah, no, like, you're right. And it could be true. But he could just be doing a bit of minds games. You never know in this day and age. But if one of those was to be back, who would we go for? If you had to put money down, cheeky tenor, on if it would be Kai Havertz, Odegaard, Madueke, Gyökeres, or Martinelli back for Sunderland. I'd say Gyökeres, or kind of piggybacking off one of the points that it might be a bit of a mind games. He's fit. We're lying because we don't want him to go Sweden. Duty. Madueke, there's been radio silence, but every now and again you hear he's back, he's ahead of schedule and all these things. I don't know if he's in the training pictures, just because there's been no talk. Kai myth, Odegaard myth, I don't know, people. On if they could be free after the international break. Some of them, all of them, I don't know. There are a lot of things that have to happen in the next 2 weeks and everything has to be perfect. But I think we'll be very close with most of them to be in a really strong position. On his relationship with Xhaka, I loved it. And again, like, obviously, it's Arsenal versus Sunderland, owing to the fact that Granit Xhaka is their captain. But like, it'd be nice if they could just leave Granit Xhaka and Arsenal alone. Like, he's asked every second about, let me guess, when he was sent off, which I was at the game. Oh, sorry, substitute to the Bees. I loved every minute that we spent together. When I joined, it was a special moment in his life and career. And between all of us, we tried to guide him to give him a different perspective and make him feel loved and valued. And he responded in an incredible way. He made me a better coach. He helped us to develop and improve a lot as a football team and as a club. And I'll be eternally grateful because I have great memories with him. And if he wanted Granit Xhaka to stay in 2023, I already did it once when we extended his contract when he came in and explained the reasons. You have to understand the human being. You have to be grateful. It was a unique opportunity for him to go back to Germany to his family. And I mean, he won stuff at Arsenal. He painted the ending of his time at Arsenal a lot more positive with Mikel Arteta. He went to Germany to be back with his family, and he became an invincible, ironically, at Leverkusen and won trophy. So it all worked out. No clue what enticed him to give that up and return to the Premier League, but he's doing great things at Sunderland at the moment. To be fair with you, I didn't think he'd return to the Prem. Thought that was it. I always thought Granit Xhaka would end up at some Italian team at some point in his career, and there were certain things that he wanted to experience as well. I believe it was the right moment. He was very honest and straightforward as he always was, and we found a way to find a good solution for us. So I think Granit Xhaka will end up being a coach of some capacity, and you know what? He's probably the best man to ask about Mikel Arteta as a manager, about Xabi Alonso. Then I'd love for him to like the similarities and the differences, like the proper ones, not the PR stuff when the journalists ask you, like for us football nerds. On if Xhaka's move to Sunderland is one of the signings of the summer, 100%. With the impact he's having, one of the best, I would say. I think what they've done as a football club as well in the last few years is very impressive. You know, they had one of the youngest squads in all of the footballing leagues, I'm sure, last year. Gone a bit more experience heavy this year. I wonder how Joe Bellingham feels, because the Dortmund thing, I understand that your brother went through it, but you could have been playing Premier League football and they're probably doing better than you would have thought they would have faced. The management and the decisions that they've taken and how stable they look and how they started the season is really impressive. Big up Pep Guardiola and reaching 1,000 games, but that's dead. They asked him if he will be watching Manchester City Liverpool. Of course you will. I'm just focused on tomorrow's game, how crucial, how difficult, how tough it's going to be. That's the first steps you have to make. On if he's surprised by Sunderland's performances this season, not surprised. When you analyze them and see how well organized they are. Remember at the beginning of the stream, I said the organization thing, which you've got to be if you're doing what they're doing at the moment. They are, how they adjust things, the spirit they have within the team. I'm not surprised. They fully deserve the position that they have at the moment. We know the type of game that we expect to play tomorrow and where the opportunities are and the things that we have to do very well to beat them. That's what we're going to try to do. On if we get enough credit for our clean sheet run, fuck their credit, man. Let's just win these silverwares. It's not about credit. It's about doing it. And once you've done it, do it again. That's what we have to do. Today, we train at our best. I think we read this. Try to improve, try to give a lot of clarity to the players and understanding of the game that we have to play tomorrow. Tomorrow is execution day again. We have definitely gone over that. Of course, he wants to reach 1,000 games and more. On if Granit Xhaka was underappreciated by supporters, obviously Arteta's going to sidestep that. I don't know. Certainly internally, he had a lot of appreciation. I'm laughing because I just visualized Granit and it makes me laugh because he was such a character, a huge personality, very funny, super professional, and one of those guys that can change the dressing room and spirit of the team. That's a superpower to have. Yeah, he's a leader. Bro, one thing you can't say with Granit, and to be fair to Xhaka, for all his faults that people would say, yeah, let's have it right. We went from that stage of not quite getting bullied, but like we wouldn't react. Like we weren't like Haaland give shit to Gabriel. Magalhaes is on moving mad as well. Granit was the only one. Like there was a point, Keown was our best defender and he was soft. Karma, appreciate you. George, appreciate you. Sadiq, appreciate you. Let's say Gyökeres is out for 4 weeks of stuff. How many games is Jesus and Merino starting each? Well, Jesus, NA, Carl, you're not fit. We're just going to have to, boy, Merino, you're going to have to carry us into January, really and truly. And, well, you're starting until Kai Havertz can actually start a game of football and Merino has to be rested. And then it's looking like a Trossard thing. Obviously, you have Martinelli who can play as a false nine. Mikel Arteta once said 1 year he could play as a striker. I don't think he's going to try them experiments for the foreseeable future. But then it could open up the door for a nose for the foreseeable future. Like Merino would have to start 6-7 games on the spin, in my opinion. On if we are the only team that can stop ourselves winning the league. Yes. In life, only you can stop. Everything's your fault. Yes. Obviously, there are teams that if we mess about, can overtake it. As great as we look on paper and what we're doing, and there's more to come in terms of our attacking players and our players back fit. And I like what we're doing. A 6-7 point gap, whatever it is in November, is healthy. I would have bit your arm off for that in August. I would have bit your whole torso off for that when we lost to Liverpool. But we need to tranquillo people. No, I don't agree. Sorry, because any team has the capacity, and I'm sure the belief as well that they can do it. We are fully aware of that. We know our strength. We know the things that we have to improve as well. We just focus on that. On if he wants our game against Everton moved, I am super. I remain super optimistic that this is not going to be the case, because from every angle, Premier League, EFL, and UEFA, all the time, the only thing that we talk about is the welfare of the players and supporters. We want to maintain that principle. We cannot play Sunday and Tuesday. We have very positive talks with the clubs and the Premier League, and hopefully we'll find a way to help as much as possible. Sometimes you cannot help 200 people that have an issue, but for that reason, if I can say that I can help 100, I'm not going to do it, because what about the other 100? No, help the 100 if you can. So if we can benefit, let's benefit in it. The other teams, I don't know, you need to pattern up your own stuff. And the other 100, next time you have the opportunity to do it as well. I think we need to be very thorough, and we cannot allow ourselves to be in that situation. We've spoken about Jesus. And if he sees Jesus staying for the long term, I mean, Jesus ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So it's like when they're asking Jesus about his future, he's not going to draw himself out. Likewise with Arteta. But yes, because we haven't had our forwards, and now we don't have Victor, and we haven't had Kai again for 3 months, or many other forwards. Unfortunately, that's becoming something that consistently happens. So we need those options, and what an option to have in Gabby. On the use of AI in football, that's going to be a super tool, bro. So I'm not even going to go over that, but that is going to be a super tool in everybody's life. On managing Xhaka's absence from the club, it wasn't an easy decision, because I knew the impact that he could still have at the club and on the team. But when you have one of those leaders as well, you need to have them in the right frame of mind and fully committed. Obviously, if he wanted to leave, he wasn't fully committed. And him feeling that this was the best place for him. Granit, when he expressed his idea, the reasons why he believed he was better now, or the right timing after everything, we went through together to take another challenge and take that journey somewhere else. It really made me think whether it was the right thing again to try to persuade him to stay, if he was already feeling such deep feeling about it. I mean, players had to step up, man. I'm not being funny. Big up Granit, yeah, but you'd have thought. And this is someone that used to defend Granit. The way we're speaking, like, it's hardly Patrick Vieira. Like, Granit Xhaka, big up yourself. I don't think people are fair to you. I don't think you've ever been as bad as people have made out. Obviously, you've dropped clangers, you've had mistakes, potentially been misprofiled, but you had a lot more character when it wasn't cool to have characters. It's easy, and take nothing away from our players now. And we're in a different zone, and I big you up for different reasons. Like, the premises are not the same. But in theory, when you look around and see the way Mikel Arteta is moving right now, what we're doing as a club, the various players, it's easy to think, oh, let me stand up to be counted. When it was toxic, and certain players that wouldn't play would be the one slated. Granit was one of those players where he could have if he had a clanger, by all means ask questions, but he could have an amazing game. It's all him. I do think there was an agenda by referees for him. He was the poster boy of the negativity. But for one thing I try and always do, I can criticize your footballing ability, whether you've done good, whether you've done bad. I like character, integrity, all that stuff. Granit had that in abundance, if I'm honest with you. Some people make out he's the best thing since sliced bread, though, and I think we look at him, obviously leadership and everything, but it's because of everything we've done beyond that. Respectfully to Mikel Merino, you're doing your thing, but Mikel Merino is not a better left centre mid than Granit Xhaka, or a competent midfielder on a consistent basis in the Premier League than Granit Xhaka. It's different qualities. Neither is Kai Havertz, which we tried to replace him with. That's my point. Like, we're acting like this is Patrick Vieira. Like, he's a good player, but it's not a great player. If you lose a great player and there's a void, then I hear it. But, like, come on, we were doing foolishness. Anywho, big him up for that. But come on, man. On if Granit Xhaka had been used in the wrong position. Yeah, I would say he was, because Arteta kind of hid his deficiencies and enhanced his strengths. And I say this because of Arsene Wenger. You said he was a box-to-box midfielder when we signed him, and he didn't play in box-to-box. So, yeah, man. Every weekend is crucial. There are weekends for other possible results or for other games. Maybe they're a little bit more important. But at the end, you need to just conquer a certain amount of points if you want to achieve our goals. And 3 points against Sunderland tomorrow is going to be really tough, and we're going to have to really earn them, which is true. Bear Granit Xhaka probably. Shout out to Declan Rice, because he's in his old. He's been super consistent, playing at such a high level. And now we see him impacting the game in various ways. Facts. Never gaslighting me into not believing in Declan twice. Declan Beckham. World-class, all-action central midfielder, going to go down as an English footballing legend, an Arsenal legend, and he's already a West Ham legend. In different areas of the pitch, in different phases of the game, this is exactly what we want. I think his role is growing at the club, in the team, naturally as well, in a really organic way. He needs to maintain that because he's been exceptional. As you know, Miles Lewis-Skelly didn't make the England squad. Technically, he's played more minutes, too cool, in the recent fixtures than when you called him up. So when you're talking about game time, I don't know. Yes, for sure. I think we are there to support and help each other to give a good perspective of the situation. In the case of Miles, when you look at his age, what he's already done, he's just remarkable. So don't look at one moment what is happening for you, because maybe it happens for the right reason, and today you cannot see it. On if we need, oh, we've gone over that with Kai. On if we'll play Merino up front. It's always easy when we have players of that quality. We have found a way to play Mikel in 3 different roles already this season. Up front, 10 and 8. What one does he excel at? If any, if I could put I wouldn't say even say excel, but if there was anything that you could say like excel, I would say you excel up front for Arsenal. You actually look better in midfield when you're dropping into midfield from up front. Not a fan of you in the 10, because the way I look at Merino in the 10 is the way I look at Kai Havertz in the 10. Every day of the week, it's Ranieri, it's Eze, it's Odegaard. But if we need to do those crazy tactical things or see out games or just need to get a job done and it's pretty, those 5-10 games across a season is your thing. 8, you can get away with it on occasion. It's one where you might be able to box smart more in the League Cup. I'm not really on Merino in midfield, if I'm honest. I like you, Merino, but I think you're very cultured. You're good. You're not a bad footballer, but you're quite slow in the midfield. And I do think you look for fouls a bit too much. And in the midfield, you can't really do that, if I'm honest with you. But would you rather Merino playing the 10, the 8.5 role, or in the 8? I just like you as this auxiliary striker, man. You're a pleasure to have in the squad. Keep it up, man. But 3 roles, Gaffer. And he's performed in all of them, technically. He has. He had a massive contribution the other night with his goals, especially with Victor out, which is great to have. On what Merino brings to our game as a striker, it's not natural because he hasn't played there before in his career. But he's such an intelligent and competitive player that he can adapt in any position because, first of all, he's willing to do his very best to understand what he needs to do. He's always asking questions and he's a winner. Whether he plays, the only thing he wants is to win, to contribute to the team. And you have that mindset, things normally go well for you. I think they're all squad players when asked on his role. Wait, you said squad players unprovoked, Gaffer. I think they're all squad players, true, because we have built a squad that can have the capacity to achieve what we want. The roles will change, and his has changed now in the last 2 seasons in different ways for different situations as well. But the impact on the team remains the same, very positive. Mind games, but I hear it, Gaffer. I covered this in a last live stream about Berta. You don't need to worry about that. What's Martin Keown had to say about Arsenal? Can't keep getting away with it. Whatever you said, maybe this gives us food for thought, folks. I'm worried about the number of injuries that Arsenal have. The manager is doing well to put that to one side, but you can't keep getting away with it. Have you said anything else? I was comparing the England squad today to the Arsenal squad. We've only got one England striker, and Arsenal have only got one striker, Gyökeres. But what Arsenal have is lots of different fullbacks, and England don't have that. Piero Hincapié was playing the other night. Miles Lewis-Skelly didn't even make it. We've got 3 left backs now. Calafiori could get the cigars out because he had the whole night off. Jurriën Timber is quite magnificent at fullback. Ben White plays well, and the 2 central defenders, obviously William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, Christian Mosquera's come in and is really at the level. So that's taken care of. Martin Zubimendi in midfield is a wonderful talent as well. I sincerely hope he's back and ready this weekend. And Declan Rice is becoming the Brian Robson of his era. Big praise. He's just up and down and everywhere. But we do need that striker. Kai is coming back from injury. Jesus is coming back from injury. Odegaard. We need them back quickly. There's an international break coming, and fingers crossed they're all available afterwards. Big up Keown. He's one of the guys like myself, man. We're frontlining when we get mainstream opportunities to fight the battles, man. People have selective amnesia. Xhaka was mid for 80% of his Arsenal career, mate. I was a fan of Xhaka. This is what I mean. I don't think he was mad terrible. I don't think he was amazing. I do think, we can all have debates, and that's the beautiful thing about football. No one's right, no one's wrong. But like, what people can't convince me, and I think Bellerin had the same. I can think a player shit and then think scapegoating. I do think Granit Xhaka was one of those players. It was cool to hit, man. And Granit Xhaka, that moment at Crystal Palace, it will stay with me for life because I've told you, look, before, I remember just looking around like we drew ourselves out, weren't we? Like, and I was at the game, so I should remember, but maybe like I'm happy that it's been deleted from my mind. Feels like we were 2-0 up and we fucked it up. Bare things are going on. And I'm looking at the fans, like, you know, it felt like watching my life from a third bird's eye view or third person. It's like we felt like a pantomime. And I just remember for me with the fans, yeah, no one's there's 3 sides to every story. There's Xhaka's side, the fan side, and the truth. And let's be honest, the fans, Arsenal Football Club, Granit Xhaka, nobody handled that situation in the way it needed to be handled. But if I was Xhaka, I would have done the same. Because one thing I can't question of Xhaka is how much playing for this club meant for him and being serious. So if you're hearing that and fans are booing you and doing stuff and you're taking this and shutting up with it for a couple of years, you're gonna boil over. And if like there was fans, pardon my French, angry that he said fuck you, you lot said fuck you to him. He's a human being before everything. But I am with you. I do think people look at him a bit like, you know how Arsenal fans are. Like, we have players that are mid, but they're not bad, but we start romanticizing things. And I think personally, we romanticize Granit Xhaka a lot more because of like what we did after that point. And then as much as I like Kai's one as well, different reasons, but yeah. That doesn't mean he cannot be clinical now. We need every player. We have to win the PL title, and they need to play whenever they're needed. Who are you referring to? Gabriel Jesus on the wings only, please. He's never been clinical. That's not his game. He'll have to deputize up front on occasion, but I'm trying to see Gabriel Jesus left wing. That's your thing. We can box smart with you up front. We can box smart with you right wing. You're all tools in a toolbox. Let's just get over the line and do what we need to do in this season. I say it every week. I am not confident enough, regardless of what I'm saying, to sit here and say Arsenal are going to win the Prem. We're going to win the Champs. We're going to win the FA Cup. We're going to win the League Cup. We're going to win the trebles and quadruples and never lose a game. But what I can say and I'm confident about is I can't tell you what bit of silverware we win. I genuinely think Arsenal Football Club in May 2024, our name is etched on the trophy. If that's what I believe, I also believe I need every damn player available. DG, let's compare Xhaka at peak 2022-23, Leverkusen Granit Xhaka versus left centre mid Declan Rice and Xhaka 2016-17 DM and Zubamendi 2025 DM. What'd you say? Boy, that's a lot, Charles, to take in. In relation, listen, I think Declan Rice is better than anything I've seen from Granit Xhaka. I'll say that. And even when you had your high periods or your low periods, Declan Rice better than you. When Declan Rice was the 6, he was better centre. As much as we know no centre mids are the same and stuff, and we're all clearly football nerds, Charles, you're part of this thing. You're a member, and you're a moderator, so you understand ball. We know they're not the same, but I feel for us educated folk, we can also strip back football and say, listen, centre mids, Declan Rice better than you. When Declan Rice was a 6, he's better than you. When he was a DM, he was better than you. When he started off the 8th thing, he was better than you. Like, he's just been better than you. In relation to Zubamendi better than you. If I'm like, better than you. Granit Xhaka DM was the worst version of Granit Xhaka. The best Granit Xhaka version was evidently his last season, where we hid the system. And this is what a system should do for all players. Hide as much as you can, what individuals are bad at, and put them in conditions where it enhances what they're great at, innit? Granit Xhaka on the transition darkness. And I'll say this, big up Granit Xhaka, hope you get a classy whatever. Arsenal Football Club, don't you dare let that game be done tomorrow. 3 points regardless. I don't want to see on Match of the Day, Sky Sports, there should be no wank sessions over Granit Xhaka's performance tomorrow. If there is any football club, any football manager that should know Granit Xhaka better than the Sunderland gaffer, or that Granit Xhaka potentially knows himself, Mikel Arteta and my boys. Rice, Zubamendi, Eze, you're all flipping good footballers, as is Granit Xhaka. But would I trade any of you for Granit Xhaka? No. Please, you lot need to boss it. Granit Xhaka should not have a better performance than any of you tomorrow. It's as simple as that. For me, anyways. But yeah, man, I don't know. Thierry Henry would hammer young players and tell them you're never going to make it. But when I say it on my streams, people got an issue, man. Apparently, Trossard wants a new deal after just signing one, people. According to The Sun, let's see if there's the bulk of the article. Okay, Arsenal files. Trossard eyeing up another new contract. I don't know. Right now, I might give that to you. You can stay. Martinelli can stay. I still need a new left winger. Berta, I know you've got me. So I'm not even going to do too much. I know you've got me. I know in the summer, probably. You can surprise me in January if you want. Ryan, big up yourself. As you've said, hit the like button, subscribe, have a great night. Big up yourself, Ryan. Would have liked to have seen Rice, Xhaka midfield. You know what? I would have loved to have seen it, but only if, and I don't listen, it's Arteta's job to make it all work. It's above my pay grade. The last season version of Granit Xhaka and this 8 Declan Rice, because they're both, it's not similar, it's not the same role, but it's kind of similar. Obviously, Declan would have to be in the 8. I mean, right-sided 8. If you could show me that, you could have Zubamendi controlling as a 6, or you could go heavy and say, you know what, Declan twice, we're a good defensive team anyways, we're good structurally anyways. Rice is a horse, we got colossal defenders, we press aggressively, we don't need a 6. You lot just be smart enough to know what you have to do. Granit, you're out there. Rice, you're out there. Eze, Wanyeri, Odegaard, whoever the hell you want is out there. But yeah, Trossard signed a new contract with Arsenal in the summer, but is now hoping for another one. I mean, good squad player to have. It depends on the length of the contract. And it also depends because I hope Trossard wins stuff like everyone at this football club is doing well. But at the same time, when you remove emotion, if Arsenal get offered 20 plus million, how much did we buy him for? Like, if you get offered 20 plus million next summer with 2 years left on his new deal, bearing in mind, I'm sure Mikel Arteta and Berta, they've got things they want to do to take this squad to the next level next year. And I just said it, I still think we need a left winger. Like, for the right price, Trossard is one of them, man, that's available. But I'm happy he stayed. Him and Martinelli, I maintain that, yeah, certain offers got offered in the summer. In my opinion, if I was at the club, I might entertain them. But I don't think they needed to leave. It was you bring in and add in people. I still have 2 years left. And then we'll see what the club wants as well. And where do they see me, where I am at that point. I don't think interest will go away from Trossard. And to be fair, 32 years left. If Saudi get in your ear, especially if you win stuff at Arsenal, if you win some things, you've been 30, you've had a good career, capped by your country, you do have to start thinking about peace. If the Saudi club say, we'll give you a 3-year deal off the bat, offering you more than what Arsenal's doing, you might have to do that, man. You might have to do that. Not to flog a dead horse, but I was at the game when Xhaka swore. She was there as well. To be fair, the man swore at him as well. He started getting booed and jeered while he was walking slowly off the pitch after being subbed. But anyways, forget Xhaka. Let's slap Sunderland. More so thinking about 23, 24. I think we win the league if Xhaka was there. I've seen this comment before. And big up Granit Xhaka, but how? Like, how? I know it's not the same and it don't make sense, but if we was having that same conversation and you made that comment, and I still wouldn't believe this, but if you said that about Declan Rice, I would understand it a bit more. Talisman, dragging teams. And I've been backing Granit. I don't believe that. Like, what is Granit going to have done? I hear you. There's another leader there and things like that, but you're not one of them. Like, that, I feel that. Like, there's been times we ain't won the league. I literally feel maybe if we had a striker, the number of clear-cut chances that we didn't take, something happens. People keep saying that. I don't believe that. We wouldn't have had 20 games of Havertz in midfield. Yeah, to be fair, I do think that fluffing around cost us, if I'm honest with you. And Arteta, you know more about me. I don't think Kai's as bad as people make out, but bro, and I can't tell you other players, but that 65 million could have went elsewhere and everything else. Like, you went too crazy. You was trying to do a bit too much, reinvent stuff. And I do think some Arsenal fans are a bit disingenuous, God. Like, the same people that gave Havertz at least 6 months, they've been on to Gyökeres and this one and that one. But you're right. We probably don't sign Kai if Granit stays. Boy, look at the conversations we're having on the Friday night, people. It's mad how the entire stadium was cussing Xhaka and then started clutching their pearls when he cussed them back. Honestly, I would have done the same thing that Xhaka did. Sometimes it just gets too much. But yeah, still have 2 years left, and we'll see what the club wants as well. Where do they see me? Where I am at that point. But I'm loving life at Arsenal. I'm really happy to be here. It's such a great club. Obviously, we're in a good moment, and I hope I can win things with Arsenal. Okay. So what's this about Gyökeres? This is some nonsense article, man. So it really making sense. But yeah. So apparently Trossard's open to staying. I don't think we got that from what he said. Miles Lewis-Skelly, again, has not been named in the England squad. And some fans don't care because it means another player resting. This is the squad that won in training. Hincapié, Zubimendi, Eze, Dalman, Anus, Ben White, Kepa. Hey, nice to see Kepa back in training, isn't it? We've got such a good team, man. I've actually got a decent team again. Sachs, I need a goal tomorrow. Let's start scumbag in the Premier League. Calafiori, same as you've been doing all season. Mascara, Zubimendi, Hincapié, when called upon. I don't need to tell you, like, Jesus, in the World Cup here, I never gave up on you. I know what time it is. I know them 5 games you give us, they're going to be magical, mate. Absolutely magical. Granit did say, I mean, everyone knows Arsenal is in my heart. To be fair, to be in a football club for 7 years is special. Saturday will be special for sure, because now I'm on the opposite side against them for the first time. Let's see what happens. Clamp Dons. Listen, big you up. We'll buy you a pint after the game. We'll hail up your thing before it. War. You're not with us. You're not with us. I'll never forget the first day Mikel came in. At training, we had a big room and there was some chairs in there, but the chairs were everywhere. Chaos. He took all the people who were working in the building into this room and said, guys, from the outside, you look like this. Chaos. So everyone takes the chair and puts it in the right place. And he says, I want you to be like this every day. You think, wow, he started already with these standards. The first day after that, he was building our mentality, standards in training, pre-season, pre-training, activation, recovery. He brought in people who did a great job. It was unbelievable to work with him because he saw football in a different way. Done, no. And hopefully he sees it in another way. Arsenal apparently are reportedly considering a cut price deal for Valencia star Xavi Herrera, with reports in Spain revealing two big reasons why his sale could be sanctioned just months after signing a new deal. Let me guess. Valencia are broke. According to reports in Spain, Arsenal are one of two clubs pursuing a January deal for Valencia midfielder Guerrera alongside Atletico Madrid. Finchales, I can't say Finchales. This article loves a clickbait. Claims the Gunners are ready to open talks with Valencia over a £22 million deal for the 22-year-old, just a matter of months after he signed a new deal at the Messiah. Don't let Berta pull a heist again. The player, strongly linked with a move to Man United during the summer, opted to extend his stay with Valencia until 2029. That will do that to you. The player now regrets his decision to sign up and is now open to leaving in January to take his career to the next level. Guerrera sees him as a perfect addition in midfield. The Spain under-21 international is capable of operating as a 6 or an 8. Pardon me, it could harm Norgard. Damn. It's claimed Valencia are open to the sale of their star man for a cut price free, despite the fact that his current deal contains a release clause of 100 million quid. They'll consider his sale for the cut price to aid their own rebuilding plans as they look to provide a manager, Carlos Corbaran, with a squad capable of avoiding the drop. Furthermore, they state that if either Arsenal or Atletico act quickly, then they can take advantage of Valencia's weakness and close a very adventurous deal. He's played 89 games. And obviously, more midfielders is more competition for everybody. Arsenal apparently have reportedly set an asking price of 150 million euros in an attempt to ward off fresh interest from Real Madrid. Yeah, Real Madrid are going to offer 100 million for Rice. Yeah, right. As great as Rice is, people. Vinicius Jr. has been linked with a move away from Real Madrid, people. The same outlet, by the way. His deal expires in 2027. Arsenal have been name dropped along with Chelsea and City. Yeah, right. I mean, I'd prefer him over Rodrigo. William Saliba is reportedly likely to leave Arsenal in the future, despite recently signing a lucrative new 5-year contract with the club. Yeah, right. Oh, because of the interview, he said, when of course he's going to say, of course, it's always tempting when a club like that shows interest. But for me, I wanted to stay at Arsenal and win trophies before thinking about anything else. Okay, you want to achieve what you want to achieve. And we know he'll cut at some point. Charles Watts, I agree. I'm sure he'll go at some point, but I don't think he'd win the title this season and go, that's it, that's me done. He'd be like, let's carry on, let's make a bit of a dynasty. He just signed a brand new contract for a long time. He was an Arsenal fan growing up, but he's not got that massive emotional tie that some of the other players have. I'm sure someone like Real Madrid comes knocking, you're going to want to experience that at some point. Fair enough. Stay with us for a couple of years, win a bunch of stuff, bro. It's Real Madrid, isn't it? Because that's the difference between, well, you're going to leave for money unlike Trent, but at least Trent, history was made with Liverpool. It's for us, it's a what-if thing. Big up DJB, my boy. And yes, we're going to have a great weekend. I hope you do as well with 3 points. Rob, one love. Good day, folks. Smash the likes, please, people. 2-1 Arsenal. I dreamt it. That young striker looks promising. Good runs. Just needs confidence and some strength. He's surely going to get minutes if things persist like that. And Gyökeres weren't afforded no charity penalties. We missed the runs into the box. Xhaka usually covered for the left back when needed, and he always scored the goals we needed. It was always the clutch moment. Xhaka, he did score some clutch games, and Xhaka's a man that he's that friend. If you get into a fight in a nightclub and there's 5 of them and there's 2 of you, he's on dying with you. But I don't know. I don't know about that. Rose tints. Madrid are dead food right now. Yeah, but it's still Real Madrid. Real Madrid, they could be doing nonsense. Everyone would want to sign for them. Like, it's Real Madrid, lad, which I got no problem. Like, just win what you need to win here, achieve what you need to achieve, make sure you got 100 million for my football club. Give it a couple years. Saliba, you got my blessing. By then, Berta and Arsenal, the next Saliba will be here. All you got to do is go France, find someone 6 foot odd. If there's one thing my club have shown they can do, is source these defenders. And I have to big up Brazil as well, but big up France. Lille, Saint Etienne, big you lot up. Because without you lot, we don't have the centre-half pairing that we have right now. So shout out to you lot. Appreciate you, DJB, man. But yeah, on that note, though, man, it's late. It's Friday, sorry. Why waste your Friday listening to my voice? We kick off at 5:30 tomorrow. So I'll be live for the Arsenal Sunderland watch along at 4:30. We're going to watch Spurs Man United tomorrow as well. Probably be live 15 minutes before kickoff. So yeah, just make sure you're aware of that. So yeah, man, football. Hopefully we get 3 points for the international breaks done. God bless you all. Stay safe, stay blessed. Smash the likes. One love. Because you always